came onto my channel. This is a different kind of video, a video called The Doctor Made Me Do It. So if you watched my weigh-in, you know that I'm sick. I guess you could hear it. And I'm turning the camera on. I'm like, you look sick, girl. So anyway, I said, it ain't nothing. It's a head cold. I ain't worried about it. Well, Joan, she got all over me. Oh, I don't want to laugh because then I will make myself cough. I'm not coughing except randomly, but if I get to laughing, it'll tickle back there. She says, get tested. I'm like, well, I don't think it's nothing. Well, get tested. I said, well, I'll message my doctor. She said, good. And she reminded me, you have several health problems that could have the potential of being a problem should you get the virus. And she's correct. She is correct. I have different things. I have a lung thing. You know, I have a kidney thing. I have a diabetes thing. I have the things. So I messaged my doctor, told her, I said, I have nothing but a like head cold. Full of mucus, not coughing, no fever, none of that. And so it was the nurse practitioner. My doctor was out. So the nurse practitioner, she said, well, with your symptoms, which was just this, you need to get tested. And we have appointments available today. Well, I called and I was on hold. And where I go to the doctor's 45 minutes away. So I thought, well, if I could get an appointment close to home, that would be better. The CVS, even on the healthcare system, they're pushed out to the 20th. CVS, I stopped looking at to the 18th because I'm like, if I got it, I'll be over it by then. So what's the use in getting tested? You know what I mean? So I messaged her when she said get it today. Okay, I called and it says if you're calling about COVID-19, press this. So since I'm calling about that, thinking that's where I'm going to get my appointment, I called that and I wait on hold forever. And when I finally get a woman, it was the COVID-19 hotline. It was not even my doctor's office. She goes, let me pull you up. And they knew me. I didn't have to tell her who I was. She pulled me right up in that computer just from my phone calling. I'm going to tell you, they know the things. Let me get some coffee. Got my app state when I went to the mountains. She said, well, let me get you over to your doctor's office. So she gets me over to my doctor's office. And I tell the girl what I want. She goes, let's start from the beginning. It was not my doctor's office. I don't know who it was. To this moment right now, I don't know who I was talking to, but it was not my doctor's office. So me and her had a nice conversation, you know, as I do. She said, let me get you to your doctor's office. Lo and behold, she got me to my doctor's office. And I told the girl, I don't know if the girl was working from home because she was speaking so freely about the virus that I'm thinking she could not have been in an office setting unless she was in her own little office, because she was telling me, you know, how her experience with it and the experience that they're seeing in the medical field. She was talking about all that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Just, you know, a little bit. And so I told her, I said, when I try to get online, it's way pushed out. I said, but they said there were appointments available. She goes, well, hold on just a minute. And she said, okay. I said, well, I live 45 minutes away. So I should be there at 2 o'clock. I'll be there. I didn't bit more getting the phone hung up. And then somebody called me back and said, we need to change this to a video visit and get your test. I'm like, okay. She goes, when you get there, she said, so many minutes before your appointment, just go and park in the parking lot. Somebody will call you, go over your symptoms and details, and then you'll have the video visit with the nurse practitioner. I said, okay. So we get there. I got the text that said, pull it up, get it ready for the video. Then they call me. We go over everything we go over, the car I'm in, which I'm the only one sitting right there. So I go over there and I wait for the video visit. Her end won't work, and apparently my end wouldn't work. It said some kind of little bandwidth issue, so there was no bandwidth. So she ended up calling me on the phone. We had a good long conversation. I think she kept me longer. I don't know if she didn't factor in the time when she was trying to connect through the video, if she didn't count that against me in my, however, I'm thinking allotted 15 minutes. We talked minimum 15 minutes because I was asking her all kind of questions. Curiosity. I want to know. I want to know from the horse's mouth. I want to know from the person who's working in the field every single day, who sees what is going on every single day. So let me get to the point. We'll talk about talking in a minute. So they come out. And I'm gonna tell you what. I was nervous. I was dreading it because I have heard the horror stories of people, going plumb up in their brain. And she was very easy. Matter of fact, it broke up the congestion. she was very kind, and she said she would call me within a half an hour. Well, I said it takes me 45 minutes to get home. You'll probably call me in the car. Well, they never did call, so I got home and checked. I had an email. You have test results ready. So I pulled it up, and the doctor, I call them doctors. They're as close to a doctor as you can get, aren't they? Nurse practitioners, NPs. We'll call her an NP. The NP wrote a note on there. She said, "Congratulations, you're negative." She told me what to take for my symptoms, if I need, this and this and this. And she goes, if your symptoms are worse next week, or you still have your symptoms next week, let us know. So some of y'all were telling me too. I've already told a lot of you in the comments that I was negative because you commented to get the test, and so I let you know, hey, I'm negative. So, and I was tested for the Omicron. That is the bulk of what people are getting now. That's the widespread one that people are getting, and that's because I was talking to her. It is so easily passed. She said our masks are basically they're not working against this Omicron. She's Omicron. She said the particles are so small they just go right through it. And when I told her, they were wanting to know, was I around people? They want to know. I'm like, no people, I don't go to like events. I don't go anywhere where there's a group of people. When I go shopping, I wear my mask, and that's what she was telling me. The masks aren't completely effective against that. The girl on the phone told me they told her she had it right before Christmas, and she said because she works in the medical field, she says she stays home except for Christmas shopping. She said she wore gloves, the whole nine. They told her, since she said she wasn't around people, she was just out Christmas shopping. They told her somebody could have walked past her and coughed or sneezed, and she got it right through her mask. And so that's the same thing the doctor told me. And David said he heard them talking about the surgical type mask. They were saying they're not effective. The doctor told me they suggest your 5-day, if you have it, your 5-day quarantine from the first day you get your symptoms. She said, like mine started Tuesday, just with a little sinus drainage. She said she would count Wednesday. She said she likes to count the first full day of symptoms. So Wednesday up to, whatever, we'll count it up. Then you mask, and they say an N95 mask after that. I'm like, well, that's the one that we can't get. She goes, exactly. That's why it's spreading so bad, because it's such an easily transmitted variant. And she said they're happy. She said happy maybe not be the right word. We're not happy that people are getting it, but we're happy that if the one that's coming back has the bulk of people getting it is the Omicron as opposed to the Delta. She said viruses, they want to stay alive. That's why they keep mutating. They want to stay alive. So she said they're glad that Omicron is the one that is really easily passed, because the symptoms are relatively mild. As not a rule, not as I can't speak as into like, oh, everybody that gets Omicron, I keep saying it wrong. Omicron is going to have mild symptoms, but the majority of people do. And now this part, do not come at me because I am not telling you whether you should or should not get a vaccine. I will tell you this: I have an opinion, but I will also tell you this: you will never know that opinion. There are things on my channel I do not discuss. I do not discuss politics, and I do not discuss religion. And you'll never, they say never, but I'm going to tell you, you'll never hear me discussing those on my channel because that has nothing to do with you and I being friends. And you enjoying my content. You may not enjoy it. You might be watching this and you don't enjoy it at all. That's fine. I say I'm an acquired taste. I know that. I'm not polished. I'm not proper. I'm not prim. I'm not professional. I'm not any of the P words. There's probably some P word out there that I am. And I just can't think of it. So don't come at me about whether you should or should not have a vaccine because I'm not going to have it. And if you even put a comment down below about vaccines, I'm going to delete it because I'm not going to have my comment section turn into a debate over whether you should or should not get the vaccine. I'm just telling you what she told me. The people who are being hospitalized from getting the virus, 96% are unvaccinated. That's just the hard cold facts of it. I can't do anything about that, whether you like it or not. I can't change that fact. So the ones that are vaccinated are the ones who are getting it easier. I'm sure there are exceptions to the rule. The ones who are vaccinated and boosted are the ones who are having it easier. The Omicron is like a mild cold for most people. And scratchy throat, snotty head, cough, sneezing, fever, just what you would have a cold. See, I wasn't going to do it. And Joan was like, do it. She goes, you're going to make me worry. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I found out I was negative. I plan on getting rid of this. Hopefully, it'll just, go by the wayside and I won't have it too very long. So I just wanted to let you know because I've had several comments wanting to know, I should get tested or they have family members who are positive and, so I'm glad I did. I'm glad I went over there. I'm glad I got the test. I got it out of the way. I feel better knowing even there can be false negatives. I'm not going to go get tested again unless next week if I still have symptoms and I, tell them about it, they make me come get tested again. That's the only way I'll get tested again is if my doctor tells me to. And I'm thinking they got me in, like Joan said, it could have been because of my other health symptoms. Maybe that's why they were able to get me in on the same day. I don't know. I didn't even ask, but I just accepted it and it was gracious that they were able to. So that's it for me. I'll just try to get over this head cold. That's what I'm calling it, some old head cold. And I'll probably stay in. I got nowhere to go, and our storm is coming Saturday, Sunday, whatever the storm is going to be. They said it is definitely going to hit when I watched the news yesterday. And he said it's just according to what we're going to get. We might get snow and then turn to freezing rain. We might get freezing rain. He said we might get snow and then it turned to just regular rain, which he said we're not out of the woods. He said because it's going to freeze overnight. So I got David, our kerosene heater is not working. He tested it out yesterday. It is old as the hills. So he's going to go this morning, as long as there is one, and get us a kerosene heater so in case the power does go out, because even though our trees are trimmed, because y'all know I told you they butchered it. It looks terrible. Our trees are trimmed, and I don't know what old neighbors up the road are trimmed or not. Anywhere on the grid, something can knock a power line down, and then the whole grid is out. So I'm not basing keeping power on my one little tree. It don't just work that way. Don't your little tree don't protect your house. This is the whole grid. So I got him, and I got a little um, Coleman stove that just screw one of the little propane tanks into it. You know, the little tanks like you put the fishing lanterns on when you go fishing. I got one of those so we can heat up stuff. We got a generator. We can plug in the microwave if we want to. Plug in our phones and charge our phones. We can plug in the freezer. There's a lot of things. We checked the voltage, amperage. I don't know which one it is. There's a lot of things we can plug into it of the size that he bought. And since he bought it, we've not had to use it because we've not had any kind of storms and lost any kind of power. Which I would assume not use it, but I'm glad we have it in case we need to use it. So that is coming Sunday. So I don't have anywhere to go. This is Friday. I don't have anywhere to go today. I'll not be going anywhere tomorrow because if I feel like it, I'll be doing meal prep. I don't feel like that. My head's just stopped up. So that's pretty much the only thing. It might make my eyes feel kind of tight. Y'all know that feeling. So that's all there is to it. So I just wanted to let you know I did get tested. I thank you for all your concerns, and I did come up negative. So we're gonna keep our positive thoughts that I shall stay negative and my symptoms shall go away, and I will not be sick next week to have to call the doctor again. So there you go. There's our edition of the doctor made me do it. Y'all have a good weekend, and I will see you in my next video.